Welcome to the Kamado Show. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Coley. We are the brother-sister anime duo. And not in a love you like a brother-sister kind of way, but as in go ask our mom. She's the same person.
This show is an anime lover safe haven catered toward the average anime lover, free from spoilers.
So today's episode is going to be about Dragon Ball Daima, episodes 3 and 4.
All right, great. Now, before we get too into it, we're going through this Blue Exorcist series. We're going through the episodes as they were releasing at the time of those recordings. We will get back to those. What we ran into was this. We found like doing two Blue Exorcist episodes, that is, per podcast episode was a good pace. But we were caught up on it where we were only doing one episode occasionally. It just felt like there wasn't enough content really to get through one podcast episode. So around that time, Dragon Ball Daima was coming out. That's something we've been waiting for so long. So we'll put Blue Exorcist on hiatus. For those who are Blue Exorcist fans, as long as of a hiatus it went on, should be as long as that. But we do plan to get back to that eventually. But right now, we're just going to go on this Dragon Ball Daima.
Yeah, I mean, you're
now.
such a big Dragon Ball fan that it was kind of a shame not to be talking about Dragon Ball Daima as soon as that came out. That's super
wait.
exciting. Like all the equipment that you have of just Dragon Ball, like the Nimbus and the Powerball. Like you've cosplayed as Goku too.
I thought about doing that on one of these episodes, but maybe I don't know. Maybe
that would be cool
someday.
Maybe for the season finale of Dragon Ball.
Now you're thinking.
Dragon Ball Daima. Yeah. Okay. Well, time will tell.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into this now. So this episode 3 starts out with basically where the last one left off, where they're traveling now, right? You can it kind of explains some of the travel restrictions, where you can only travel through Sir Warp, or the giant goldfish, as Goku calls him, and he hates.
Yeah, I could see why the giant goldfish wouldn't appreciate being called that. Mm-hmm. But like, he's this all powerful being that like can transport people places, and he's just being super disrespectful.
Yeah, right. Well, like everyone, he's gonna mess up everyone's names, and yeah. So anyway, and this will kind of. I'm curious what will happen with like Bulma, Vegeta, and whoever else comes with them in the next group now, because Supreme Kai wasn't able to send that information to Kamado, so now
because they need a pin in order to get through the gates.
Yeah,
so
just like going to the bank and using your your debit card.
Yeah, so it might just be Goku, the Supreme Kai, and Glorio, or I think Goku calls him Gordito.
It's Glorio. But
still Glorio.
Yeah. Well, you see them flying or all together in the opening credits. So that's what leads me to wonder if they'll come eventually. You also see the flying Nimbus in the credits, which I don't know if we'll get a flying Nimbus at all. I kind of got me excited when I saw the flying Nimbus return. The power pole, which we do see the power pole, but
yeah, I hope we see more of the Nimbus in the future, because I just think the Nimbus is so cool. Mm-hmm. Such a neat thing. So the demon realm, we learn, is comprised of 3 worlds. So the first world, you have to get access through the palace. Okay. And I was kind of wondering, like, if Glorio kind of works for the king, like, why does he only have access to the 3rd demon realm?
Right. Wasn't he in the palace in like episode 1 or 2, kind of sneaking around?
He was.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder if I got him mixed up with, one of the other characters, but
the doctor girl.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's been a minute since we took a little bit of a break between those. But yeah, why does he only have access to the 3rd? Well, I suspect he's probably, as he says, a riffraff. That's where he's from, so that's how he has access to that.
When we're in the third demon realm, we do see that there's a tunnel, but the tunnel had once connected the second demon world and the first demon world, but it's all currently sealed off right now. So I guess with all of the travel restrictions being put into place, they decided just to seal it off.
Yeah, maybe they'll explain that a little bit later on.
Way back in the day, people used to be able to come and go freely. So I wonder what caused that to change, if it changed with the new, like, ruler or...
Right, that's what I'm wondering, because, of course, you also see... it seems like Deborah was a little more... I don't know if he was lenient on things, and I also kind of wonder, has he been gone for a while? Because his statues seemed a little rough. So you would think if he's still ruling, wouldn't his statue still be in good shape? I mean, 'cause I don't think this takes place too long after they defeat Majin Buu.
Right.
So how long have Babidi and Deborah been on Earth or wherever they were then in this case?
Yeah. I wonder how well liked the previous king was. Like, is the statue in rough shape because people have been defaming it, or is it just been like time passing or out in the elements?
Yeah, I guess they comment about the air stinking, or it's like soup. I don't know if that would have anything to do. I mean, it's safe to breathe, but does that have anything to do with that too? I mean, who knows? I mean, I know Glorio explains that it's like due to the volcanoes.
Yeah, it was really interesting. So Glorio is talking to the Supreme Kai, and he said, it would be surprising to see any of your kind in the third world among the riffraff.
Yeah.
So it just seems like the third demon realm is a much, like, I guess you could say, lower class type place. Like, it seems like it's a very high crime area. So you kind of notice as things go along, like between Glorio going with the hotel employee and later on with the cafe people, that he's kind of bargaining with them. They'll like set a outrageously high price and he kind of works them down. So it seems like there's a lot of bargaining going on.
So they're at the bar, right? And you had noticed some things here that I had overseen.
I thought this was so funny. So this is a bar, and like it's like some just local dive bar, nothing fancy, and you can kind of just tell that it's just a dive bar, nothing fancy. But apparently they only have one drink in the entire bar, because when Glorio puts in the order, he's like, yeah, 5 burgers and 2 drinks. Like, 2 drinks
Yeah.
in a bar?
Yeah.
Like,
at least here we'd be like, well, drinks of what?
what do you want?
Yeah.
Like, sure. What kind of drink do you want? We have all kinds. Do you want a rum and Coke? Do you want water? Like,
Yeah.
so I just thought that was really funny that drinks is the only option. You get what you get. And it was orange, so you kind of wonder what it was.
Yeah. Must not be water.
Definitely not water. But so I had also noticed something else here. And before we had watched episode 4, and I was typing up our notes that we do a Google Doc together, and we were discussing some of the notes, and I had notated all of the barflies and even the barkeep, they're all wearing these red necklaces, and I had notated that, and when we were discussing on what discussions to cut out before episode 4.
Sometimes we produce more content to talk about, and then we decide, well, okay, we want to kind of keep this at the half-hour mark. So then we start cutting things is basically what we're getting at.
Yeah, so Brandon was like, I don't think we should include that. I'm like, oh, really? It's very odd that everyone is wearing these red necklaces.
I didn't even notice it. I thought you meant red bandana. I saw a guy wearing a red bandana, maybe another person wearing a red bandana. I'm like, there's only like 2 people wearing red bandanas, and I saw other people wearing other colored bandanas. And I was like,
So
I don't.
Coley clocked it. Brandon didn't.
Nah.
Like,
I'll,
oh, Brandon didn't think it was really relevant. Oh, that's not something we need to talk about. It's very important, apparently, come episode 4.
yeah. All right. I'll take the hit for that. I was wrong. But it does look like, though, that some people wear bandanas and cover them up. So and after I looked at that a little closer, I'm like, oh, they are wearing the red bandanas in that bar scene. I didn't even notice it. But Glorio isn't wearing one.
Isn't wearing one. I wonder why he doesn't have one.
Yeah. Makes you go,
I wonder if it's because of his mysterious work that he really doesn't explain. Because the Supreme Kai kind of pressed him a couple of times, like, what is your work? And Gloria's just like, oh, this and that. And, like, just isn't really specifying what he does.
Yeah. It is pretty mysterious. So anyway, they finish up at the bar, and now something happened to their ship. Got stolen, or they call it a plane. Their plane got stolen. And so now they're just walking on foot. Very, I guess kind of Dragon Ball style, going back to the roots. So now the adventure continues. They lost their ship. So now they got a little side quest, little things that, again, I'm going to kind of keep circling back to this a little bit with how this keeps reminding me of Dragon Ball. But so they eventually walk for a while and stumble into this cafe, right? And then this, basically they're trying to figure out a way to get around so they don't have to use up all their energy flying. It's harder to fly in the demon realm.
So they ask the shopkeepers there, like, hey, do you guys have a plane, or do you have any way that we can travel a farther distance? And they end up saying, well, yeah, we have the Sky Seed.
Sky Seed, not a plane, but a Sky Seed.
Glorio, of course, knows what that is, and he, like, bargains with them to get that price down, too. So the Sky Seed, they'll be able to travel for approximately 120 kilometers with the Sky Seed. And so, like, being in the U.S., I don't quite, like, always know what that really means, because the U.S. is dumb and they use their own system apart from the rest of the world.
Always makes anime a little tough, because they always have to, in the translation, will they translate to kilometers or, that system.
Yeah, so 120 kilometers for those of us in the U.S. is 74 and a half miles approximately. So this thing will take them quite a good distance. But then Glorio says, oh, this isn't going to get us the whole way. So then I'm like, how long is this journey supposed to be if it's not going to get them the entire way there? And they were just going to walk it?
Well, I don't know if they ever had planned on just walking the whole thing. But again, getting into Dragon Ball, it's like, they always have this long adventure journey. I think that's what this whole series is going to feel like.
At peak health, a normal human can walk at most 30 miles a day.
A normal human like
you and I.
Okay, because I was going to say, compare us to the Dragon Ball universe.
I mean, I guess they can fly, whatever, but normal people.
Well, no, because back in Dragon Ball, like, Master Roshi assigned Goku to basically run around the world between now and the World Martial Arts Tournament. Your training is going to be just you going through everyday experiences. Basically, he couldn't fly until really the end of Dragon Ball. Even that was just a little minimal when they, everyone stole Tien Shinhan's flying ability, which I guess was really, I guess, kind of the Crane School's technique. I guess Chaozu too, but him and Chaozu, everyone stole there. And then from there, everyone could fly, but they weren't very good at it until really, I think, like the Namek saga. Really, that's because then that's about all they had, and then their power level was just so crazy high, and then it just basically costed them nothing to fly. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here, but yeah, no, Dragon Ball World, like running that far. I mean, he doesn't even have a turtle shell on his back to weigh him down.
Yeah. Yeah. So they get loaded up on this sky seed, and I noticed this time around they put it so they have it Glorio, Supreme Kai, then Goku at the very bottom, and like butts and faces. I'm like, they missed a golden opportunity for another fart joke. Like 2 episodes in a row, they could have done fart jokes had they put Goku at the top just to fart directly into poor Glorio or the Supreme Kai's face.
Man, this air from the volcano is really intense.
That was me. As soon as they like shot off, the gas got really strong.
Yeah. Well, he did just eat those 5 burgers or something the day before, or was it the same day?
And then he had just finished eating like the lizard at the cafe or whatever.
Man, our boy, he's eating some new food that his little body's not used to. Get that little rumble in his tummy that the other guys wouldn't even touch. Yeah, he may be having some issues there.
Yeah, but gosh, that was super funny. So we stumble across some bug candy now.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of like sensu beans and like all these different things for that, they have bugs now. So they have the revive bug, which is kind of like the sensu bean. And then they had a couple other ones that like didn't seem like they were super important.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be that important. I mean, I was like trying to listen to the names, but because I think they bought a bunch of them. Mm-hmm. What do we have? The Yao Ao bugs for burns. Treatments. What is it called? The
erg bug for headaches.
Erg.
And then there was also a butte bug, basically for skincare, so you have pretty skin. But then they also have join bugs. So
they seem to make a little bit more of a to-do or explanation out of this.
Yeah. So Goku was like, oh, cool. They've got like fusion bugs here now. Yeah. So they bring up the fusion aspect of things. So we'll probably see a fusion in our future here soon. Who do you think will be fusing together?
I think a lot of times the fans always seem to want Goku and Vegeta, which maybe Vegeta will end up making it to the demon realm somehow. That would be the I guess the fan favorite is to have those two fuse. Mm-hmm. I guess I'll go with that, but I don't know. What do you think?
I'm wondering if Vegeta and his group will be able to make it with the travel restrictions going on. So I'm wondering if our only opportunity to fuse is going to be either with like Goku and the Supreme Kai or Goku and Glorio. I think it would be cool to see like the mashup with Glorio just because he's a new character to us. I think it would be interesting to see kind of his power levels and see what he's able to do. Yeah. Just if Vegeta isn't able to.
It kind of remind me of Dragon Ball Super, how I think it was the Supreme Kai, I can't remember his name, the evil Supreme Kai in one of the universes, basically. I think if I remember right, he did a fusion with Goku, and they called him Goku Black, or they just called him Black. Almost kind of repeating that process a little bit, if they go that route. But, all right, so, well, let's dive into a viewer question. If so the join bugs can I guess fuse, I guess anyone in the Dragon Ball universe, who would you pick? If you had to pick, who would you pick from the Dragon Ball universe? I'll do at the Kamado Show, tag us, comment, let us know. Who would you pick?
If I had to fuse with anybody from the Dragon Ball universe, I think I'd pick Vegeta because I think he's cool and Goku's too insufferable for me, but Vegeta's still powerful, and I feel like he would be much more tolerable for me personally. Okay. But what about you? I have a feeling I know.
Vegeta would be like, he'd be so negative though. You'd be just a little negative Nancy toward everything, and always short, angry little person.
True.
With the receding hairline or or Widow's Peak, whatever.
He's got a crazy widow's peak.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Me, I'm actually might surprise you a little bit. While admittedly he's not the strongest on the team anymore, which maybe strength isn't necessarily always the winning thing. Namekians have crazy good powers. I almost consider Piccolo.
That would be cool.
Just because he has, I mean, you'd still get a huge power boost.
So would you guys be green, or would
that'd be
you
the only
be
thing? Like,
a-
yeah, then you gotta be green and pointy ears. So I don't know. That'd be the only bad thing. But you'd have so many abilities because Namekians have so many abilities.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
So that's where I'd almost be tempted to say Piccolo in this case. What did you think I was going to say? Goku?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you would say Goku.
Not this case. Not this time
case,
around.
huh? Okay. So we get into Goku comes up with this idea, and I don't know if it was originally his idea, like just for the benefit of the group, or if he just wanted to fight some powerful
That could be too.
some powerful entities. But Goku's proposal here towards the end of the episode was, instead of traveling to go see the king, they gather each of the Dragon Balls to wish for Dende back, which actually is a pretty good idea.
Seems logical. Yeah.
Yeah, but each Dragon Ball is protected by a different Tamagami.
Okay,
And
yeah.
each Dragon Ball is in each of the different realms.
It's
So
weird
there's
they only have
three.
three. Yeah, they only have three. Because at first I was like, well, how many does each one have? How many does each one defend? And after a while, I kind of gathered it's just 3 Dragon Balls in their realm, right?
Yeah, and they have the original set,
Yeah.
as Glorio says. So it also sounds like their set is much more powerful, so they're going to be able to wish for a broader thing.
Okay.
So I think we are at least expected to see 3 big fights coming up in our future.
That seems logical. So you have like kind of your little setup that you usually have in anime where they, kind of set these things that you got to go to get to here. And I think so and a lot of adventures that go along with it. Again, I think we're kind of get this Dragon Ball feel to it. So get to one, what do you call him? Tamagami. Defeat him, get one, and then they all have them, and then who knows, maybe the bad guy will come in at the end and steal them somehow. Seems like always seems to happen in the Dragon Ball series. I'm thinking like Emperor Pilaf way back in the day. And so anyway, I don't know. We'll see.
They'll just swoop in and take them.
Uh-huh.
So are the Tamagami like robots?
I don't know.
So that really, really old Namekian who is from the demon realm, it sounded like he was the one who like created the Tamagami to protect them.
Must be, yeah.
I find that very interesting that he created all of those in order to protect them.
Yeah.
So,
well, protect them maybe from falling into the wrong hands. But yeah, it almost makes you ask, like, why would you create the Dragon Balls and then make them impossible to get?
So, back to the proposal. Both Glorio and the Supreme Kai end up saying, like, yeah, that does sound like a good idea. But I'm thinking, at this point, Glorio is at least 10,000 like demon dollars into this trip, and after all of that, they're like, yeah, screw all of that. We're going to have to go back the way we came to go back and get that first Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
So he's blown all this money. He's lost his plane and dealing with these little kids just to basically completely throw that whole plan out the window.
Yep.
We're going to go do this now instead.
Typical Goku plan. I see you're just as carefree as ever. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, he did say, like, that's actually not that bad of a plan, but I mean, we'll see. I don't remember if that was Gloria or Supreme Kai that said that. So anyway, then next they stumble into where we're going to see the explanation of the red collars, as you were so kindly pointed out that I was wrong. So the military police has everybody lined up, and here we get an explanation of what's going on with these collars and perhaps kind of the dictatorship in this world. Which, I mean, it made it sound like Deborah maybe had perhaps this kind of stuff too, but these seems a lot more strict now. Those collars around the neck allow the police to, I guess, first track the citizens, but then also take their life force.
It's like sucked into that little vacuum. What do they do with it after they take it away? Like, are they able to inject that into somebody else so that it makes somebody else young? Is it like a youth serum? Like, what are they doing with it? What's the purpose of
Could make sense if a ruler wants to stay in power and essentially have almost immortality in a way. I don't know, because I mean, in the demon realm, it seems like they have. Like, I'm thinking like Bibbidi and Bobbidi and whoever. I forget the current ruler's name, but it seems like they have a lot of magic.
Yeah, so it's really cool that they are able to just kind of wave a magic wand in a sense and just kind of be able to do whatever they want to do. So it's very interesting in Dragon Ball how you have like physically powerful, strong people versus magically strong people.
I almost wonder some of the muscle flexing is going to sort of go not be as intense as like in Super and then Dragon Ball Z after most of Dragon Ball Z really. Because like in Dragon Ball, you had a lot of... Well, actually, I'll just advance on to the next thing I was going to talk about. How Goku taking out those military police kind of reminded me of Dragon Ball when he's going up against the Red Ribbon Army. He's got his power pole. He's deflecting all the bullets as he's taking them out. And like this reminds me of the good old like Dragon Ball stuff. We got an adventure component. It's really just kind of a little more basic Goku going up against like kind of military soldiers. And anyway, so let me get back to what I was going to with this being like Dragon Ball. He's not turning Super Saiyan. There's no crazy transformations or any of that right now. It's just
good old fashioned really, kung fu.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, and not even a ton of that yet. But I think of like Super. It was again just total muscle flexing the whole time. There's 2 tournaments that take up, I don't know, like half of the series or something like that. And so anyway, I hope we kind of get back to that again, because I'm kind of burned out of all the transformations. Like a new transformation, that's...
How many colors of hair can Goku have?
Yeah, I'm kind of burned out about that. So this perhaps kind of gets me a little excited that we're going back to a little bit of the roots a little bit, and also kind of reaching back into a lot of the stuff from Dragon Ball Z and explaining this whole... kind of open up this whole area with the demon realm and with Deborah and Bobbidi, which they never really explained a whole lot of back in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it'll be cool to see where the story goes moving forward.
And then toward the end, we're introduced to a character who also helped them take out some of the soldiers. And if you have if you have subtitles or closed captions turned on, oh, you say closed captions or captions. I guess you just say captions. If you have those turned on, then you see it says who's speaking, and they have her listed as Pansy. If you also look at the episode ahead, it's titled Pansy. So
the little pigtails.
I'm not calling spoiler on that because that's enough that we're gonna get into the next episode anyway on our next podcast episode. But anyway, her name is Pansy, and we'll, I guess, get into that a little bit later, right?
Yeah, so it seems like she'll be a friend of Goku's group, so I think it'll be a good turn of events here.
Okay, cool. All right, well, Goku's adventure continues on in the next episode of Dragon Ball Daima, and similarly, we will continue on with our podcast episodes of that adventure. So for the Kamado Show, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Coley. Thanks for tuning in. Don't be a Kamado. Like and subscribe to our channel for more anime fun with your favorite brother-sister anime duo.
Now, new episodes come out weekly, so let us know what you'd like us to talk about. And we will see you next time on the Kamado Show.